Welcome to iHeart Realty. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the best tips to sell your home by owner. Five tips. So let's jump into tip number one, which is preparing, repairing, and pricing. And preparing your home. I think it's very important to get a buyer's perspective. Sometimes bringing in a friend or someone that can just give you a different view of really the condition of your home. The next one is the repairs. What repairs do you need? What's going to give you the most bang for your buck, basically? You know,
Right.
Is it painting? Is it maybe just cleaning the carpets? What kind of upgrades? Painting cabinets instead of putting all new cabinets.
And something that they may want to consider is hiring an inspector.
Yes.
If you hire an inspector in advance, that's going to help you see something that a buyer is going to see once they order the inspection. So
That's
if you're able
true.
to make those repairs in advance, you're already going to be able to save a lot more money in the long run.
So the next one is pricing. How are you going to price your home? When you think about Zillow or any online company that tries to price your home, you know, they're not looking what your home has. They don't know what upgrades you have done.
They sure don't.
They don't know how old your roof is. So again, you know, having someone local, you know, a realtor who can pull up comparables, who can look at what has sold and comparing those to, you know, currently what you're going to price your home at.
And the other option is to hire an appraisal. Hire an
well,
appraiser
yeah.
to come and do an actual appraisal, and that'll give you a spot on a better number to go off of. But you have, you know, your real estate agents that can come and give you a CMA, and you've got your appraisers that can actually give you an appraisal.
Yeah.
So selling tip number 2 is marketing like a pro. Hiring a photographer is one of the first steps that we do. Please don't take pictures yourself unless you happen to be a professional real estate photographer.
Yes.
That makes a big difference. Photography online is what gets most people to click through images and actually go out and see your property and make sure it's accurate. Okay, don't get it photoshopped, don't get it enhanced. Just make sure they're just really good angles of your property. Yeah. And another thing you guys want to consider within marketing: virtual tours. Open houses allow people to walk in through your property. I know a lot of people don't like to be inconvenienced. Another reason why a lot of people don't like to sell their home on their own, but it's something you can do in order to get more traffic. Making it easily accessible if you are cooperating with brokers, which means you're paying a broker to bring in a buyer for you, and make it accessible for them either using lock boxes or a code or something easy that they can show the property once they've asked to see the property. Marketing online, social media, creating marketing material, all of this stuff are different ways and avenues that you can be marketing like a professional.
And again, these are things that we do on your behalf, should you hire us as your realtor. But if not, again, these are things that you're going to have to take on. It does take time.
Yes.
It takes effort. And if you're willing to do it, then go for it. But if not, this is what you're going to encounter. Tip number 3, negotiating an offer. Don't disclose the reason why you're moving. Buyer's agent will try to figure out, of course, they want to get the best price for their client. So what are they going to do? They're going to ask you, well, what's the reason that you're selling? Do you have to move? Are you relocating for work? Is there a certain day that you have to be out by? So these questions can actually help the buyer and help negotiate a lower price because they know that you have to be out of the house.
Right.
So again, be careful with the negotiation process. Another part of the negotiating is your contract terms. What is it that you're going to agree to? When is your closing date? Are there any contingencies? You know, does your buyer have to sell their home in order to purchase your home? There's so many contingencies that can arise. Again, you have maybe a mortgage contingency as well.
So tip number 4 is to comply with all the laws and the contract. I know it's overwhelming, especially if you're selling your home for the very first time and you may not have a contract, or you finally get access to a contract. You've never seen it. So you're trying to weed through it, and sometimes it can be overwhelming and very confusing. We work in this all the time, so we really know these contracts backward and forward. If you're selling your home by owner, please make sure you understand the deadlines. The time constraints in a contract go incredibly quick once you're under contract. You have to understand the escrow deposits, the inspection deadline, the appraisal deadline, you know, when it's time for them to actually have the closing docs ready. You have to make sure that you're also complying with your side as the seller and making sure that you're getting everything you need done. As far as the title, lien search, you've got to make sure that you've got no liens on your property. If you do, that it's cleared out and taken care of prior to closing. So these are just a few things you need to definitely be aware of when you're selling your home by owner.
So tip number 5 is closing the deal. Yay, you made it to closing day. Let's just say you had a smooth transaction and you are at closing day. Now what? You have to make sure that the house is move-in ready because it has to be clean. The buyers still have to do the walkthrough, so they'll either request it either the day of or the day before. Did you change your address? You still have to worry about what you're going to do when you move out as well. So again, closing day isn't just going to sign the papers. There's so much more to it. But however, you've made it. You've crossed the line. Congratulations.
Yay! And we understand full well right now is a seller's market, which is why we've seen more for sale by owners than ever. So these are a few tips just to help you guys be able to navigate through the transition of selling your home and moving into your new home, wherever it is that may be. If you ever do need any professional help, Waypointe is always here to help. But if not, we hope that you guys can take these tips and run with it and get your home sold. Thanks for watching this episode of iHeart Realty. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips, tricks, and information on real estate.